It wasn't too long ago that I made a video reacting to Malachi Coleman's commitment to Nebraska, and even less time's passed since he caught that 50-yard bomb for a TD against Northwestern. But after I dropped my video preview for the Wisconsin game, the first comments I saw were asking for my thoughts on Malachi Coleman leaving, and as soon as I opened my Twitter, my DMs were flooded with messages asking about this post from the Platinum Board. It says Malachi Coleman is no longer with the Huskers and will transfer. Best of luck to the young man. And for those who don't know what the Platinum Board is, it's one of a few paid membership websites where people share insider info about Nebraska sports and basically breaks the news to its paid members before it's actually shared publicly. I saw somebody else post a screenshot from Sean Callahan's website where he all but confirms it to be true by saying it won't be official till the portal opens on December 9th, but all signs point to that happening. So what happened between this season and last? How did Malachi go from being Matt Rule's #1 priority over guys like Prince Will, Cam Lenhart, and Jalen Lloyd to being a complete afterthought in the receiver room? I remember when he first got to Lincoln, coaches were excited about his upside, but the plan was to develop him for the future. They thought he'd be a guy who could make an impact as a junior or a senior, and they didn't want to rush him. I remember he struggled with the playbook like most true freshmen do, but he still earned 6 starts and finished with 8 catches for 139 yards. Fast forward to this offseason, and he fell all the way down the depth chart because he was dealing with a groin injury. At least, that's what most of us thought the reason was. But after the UTEP game, Rule said Malachi was doing great. He didn't have any health issues, and he implied that they wished they could have redshirted him as a true freshman, but instead they were going to do that this season. To most of us, that made sense. You've got Nayor and Banks as the big bodies. Let's save Malachi and let him develop to take over as a starter next season when those other 2 guys are gone. But then the perimeter blocking issues kicked in, and not using Coleman started to make less and less sense, because we'd already seen him be an effective blocker. He was just as big as the other guys in front of him, and if Rule didn't want to play him, there had to be more to the story. Was he not in good enough shape? Did he not know the plays? Was there a significant drop-off in talent between him and any of those guys getting playing time? I'm not in the receiver room, so I don't know what the answer is, but if he's hitting the portal, there's some sort of disconnect. I'm guessing he wants to play, thinks he should play, and watching these other guys in front of him struggle probably frustrates him while he just sits on the sideline. The best receivers want to play with Raiola. The guys I was worried about hitting the portal if Sat stayed seem to like Dana a lot better and want to give him a chance next season. So the idea that somebody as talented as Malachi would leave is pretty surprising to me. Now, I'm not here to break news or confirm that anything's true, because as I record this, nothing's official yet. But if it is, I've got 2 main takeaways. First is that I hate to see a player with the upside Malachi came in with fail to achieve what he came to Nebraska to do. I've got no idea if it's a him issue and the coaches just don't believe he's ready, or if the coaches just don't want to give him a chance because they already favor other guys. But whatever the reason is, I hate to see guys I root for bail out for other opportunities. And second is that if he does transfer, I hate that it feels like Cornhusker Juan won. You guys remember the OG Juan account on Twitter that trolled players constantly, made extreme comments about the coaching staff, and figuratively got bitch slapped by Thomas Fedoni, who shushed him after a touchdown catch. Juan not only talked crazy about Malachi and essentially bullied him on Twitter from a faceless account, but when his mom Miranda stepped in calling him out, Juan was too big of a to meet her in person, and then shortly after deactivated his account so he could start a new brand. If he leaves, I'll hate that Malachi didn't stay long enough just to rub it in Juan's face. But this video isn't about Juan, it's about Malachi. It's about a guy who's fought through a lot of adversity in his life and wants to make sure he's in the best position to becoming the best person he can be. So if the rumors are true, and if he does leave for another school like Colorado, Kansas State, Syracuse, or anywhere else he thinks might be a better fit, I hope it all works out, because Malachi and his family decided to stick with Nebraska through a transition when that program needed him the most. But that's all I've got for today. So until next time, thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Go Big Red.